Book of the Ark of Bon, Chapter 21. History of Chine, Chine, of Japheth, founder of China. These are the generations of the 7 antecedents of Chine, the chosen of the Great Spirit, i.e., Ormuzd, otherwise, in Phoenician, Elor. That is to say, Sewang begat Higan, who begat Aso, who begat Tisuyong, who begat Apang, who begat Chukli, who begat Chinlu, who begat Ashoi, who begat Chine, that is, Chine, gifted in Suis and Sarges of 6 generations. Of these, Tisuyong and Aso were prophets of Jehovah, i.e., Ormuzd, and Ashoi was a seer. But the 6 generations could hear the voice, and they walked upright, keeping the commandments of Jehovah, as revealed in the Zarathustrian laws. Ashoi was a basket maker, and after the manner of the man, Zarathustra, and Chine, his son, was the 4th birth of Ashoi's wife, Songheng. Like Moses, Chine was of copper color, and very large, but his hair was red, like a fox, and he was bashful, and of few words. Ashoi, i.e., Chine's father, said, I have had other sons, my words are wise and true. Chine was unlike any child born in the world, for boy child, or girl child, no physician could tell which, but rather to the boy kind was he. The angel of Jehovah came to me before the birth, and said,
The child shall be called Chine, signifying no sex, as it is written among the ancients, Iesu, having no earthly desires. For he shall restore the chosen people of Jehovah.
Whereof I told the physicians before the birth, but they would not believe. Nevertheless, by command of Jehovah, I sent for 7 physicians to witness the birth, lest it be said afterward the surgeons have dealt wrongly with the child at its birth. These physicians came to wit, Amgal, Sethal, Amphei, Tagao, Si, Dujan, Fo Chuing, and Akaon, and they beheld the child born, whereto they made oath, and a record thereof, touching the strangeness of such a birth, and of the prophecy of its coming into the world. This record was put in the Hadai King library of record belonging to the Sun King. Being now in my old age, I, Ashoi, put these things on record, of which hundreds have come to ask me concerning the youth of Chine. First, that he was the laziest of all children, and dull past belief. For his brothers and sisters mocked him, concerning my prophecy, as to becoming a great man. Second, he ate less than a small bird, and grew so thin we were ashamed of him in his childhood. Verily was he nothing but skin and bone, with a large head. Third, when he walked about, the stools and tables moved out of his way, and yet no hand touched them. Fourth, the angels of Jehovah oft carried him about the hut, and would lift him up to pick fruit from the trees. Fifth, he never laughed, but was serious and pleasant, like an old man that had abandoned the world. But he spoke so little no man knew whether he was wise or stupid. When he was 3 years old his mother weaned him, or rather he weaned himself. And from that time forth he never ate but fruit and nuts and grains of rice. When he was 16 years old he began to grow suddenly large and strong, and of deep color. Whereat I procured a teacher for him, but lo, and behold, he could learn a whole book in a day. He learned by hearing once, neither forgot he anything he learned. In his 22nd year he began to talk, and the angels of heaven spake through him also. And great was his speech. From sunrise in the morning until late at night his tongue ceased not to speak. And his mouth moved, as if it were the mouthpiece of heaven. For when one angel had discoursed before the audience for a while, then came another, and so on, and when none came, then spake Chine himself. And there came before him men of great learning, and philosophers, to try him as to his knowledge, but they all went away confounded, as if they were fools. Neither was it possible to ask him a question he could not answer correctly. whether it was to read a tablet, or to reveal the size and build of a temple he never saw, or the sickness of a man who was far away, for all things were to him as an open book. For 4 years this great wisdom remained in him, and his fame spread from the east to the west, and from the north to the south, no man knew how far. When he was asked how far he could see and hear, he said, "Over all my land." And he marked with his finger, saying, "On this tablet, Chine land." Thus was the country named Chine, i.e., China, which it beareth to this day. "Osho," he said. Suddenly Chine's abundant speech ceased, and he answered only yea and nay to all things. And he was silent for 7 years, and 80 days. And then the angels from the second heaven came to him. After that he spake not as man, save in private, but he spake as the All-Light, whereof the world knoweth the rest.